So you're a founder or even a startup's first marketer then. What stage does your startup need to be at before you start getting new customers?
Yeah. Okay, so this is an interesting one. And there's really two paths that a company can take. So the first is baseline stage is actually pretty easy. You either need to have the MVP ready or you need to be like 80% of the way to the MVP. And there's really two paths that you could take. The first path is there's drumming up a lot of interest and signups or some kind of like lead capture before the product ever like launches. And then there's also the opportunity for, okay, maybe the product is now live. It's got a website. You're able to like, someone can actually sign up for it and get access to it or book a demo or whatever it is. And now we like start the marketing process. I pretty much always err on the side of start the process as early as you possibly can. However, this isn't always possible or feasible for every company. And usually the constraints are just going to be about bandwidth, budget, the things that you would typically think about and consider here. But if you have less bandwidth, less budget, then you're probably going to spend your time focusing on that MVP, then getting it to a place where you feel comfortable launching it. And then, of course, you start the marketing process from there. But if you are building the product, building the MVP, and it's not just a team of like one solo founder, it's, you can afford a team of like engineers, maybe an early stage marketing person or, whoever, then you can certainly start planting the seeds for starting marketing even earlier. There are some companies that are VC funded that they literally built product and were in like stealth mode for 2 to 3 years before they ever like launched, but they were still doing marketing. It was just their marketing looked a lot different. It was much more about seeding some early customers and early users, learning as much as they possibly could, and then building the MVP and improving the MVP. And then, of course, realizing that they actually needed a much bigger MVP and then waiting about 2 to 3 years before they actually officially launched in the market. And then there are some companies that, like they build the product in 3 months and now it's done. And now they're like, oh crap, we need a website. And that's very normal too. We see more, I think, of the latter than the former, but I would like, there's not really a hard rule. The only thing I would say avoid like the plague is going too long with absolutely zero marketing. And you get like in a tough, scary spot because now you don't have any runway anymore or, like there's all kinds of like constraints there. But yeah, I would try to get it in as early as you can, of course, with respect to time and budget.
Yeah, indeed. You hit, you make a really good point there, actually, because there are some organizations that have started marketing, like you say, even before the product's been out in the market, and they're building a community and a brand and they're just starting to get followers behind it so that when you've got a product, you've got actually something to go to rather than starting from cold, which is quite an unusual way of doing it if you look at how marketing should be done in the textbooks. But, we shouldn't always follow textbooks, I guess.
There's just more competition now than ever. And
Indeed.
There's more things wanting people's attention now than ever. So I would say if you can get it in early and if you can understand it as fast as possible, you'll usually be pretty good.